Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Tuesday morning. It's February 6th and it is 3:30 in the a.m. And I am reading just for today, which is entitled, I Can't, We Can. I Can't. Knowing your limitations is a beautiful thing, isn't it? Knowing your limitations will oftentimes save you a whole lot of drama and conflarma. That's confusion and drama combined, y'all. Knowing your limitations will help, I want to say, alleviate a lot of disastrous results. Amen. Let me just get into this reading. It says, we had convinced ourselves that we could make it alone and proceed to live life on that basis. The results were disastrous, and in the end, each of us had to admit that self-sufficiency was a lie. Or our idea of self-sufficiency is a lie. Our idea of, try saying that twice, our idea of self-sufficiency involves pride. Our idea of self-sufficiency involves pain, in that, we became self-sufficient because of trauma. We became self-sufficient because we expected someone to cover us. And it was a normal, healthy expectation. And they, in turn, did not cover us. And I want to say on some levels helped to inflict the wound. And the wound went deep because we had that expectation of them. And I want to say the expectation was not an unrealistic expectation. The expectation was catered. The expectation was nursed. The expectation was societal. But at any rate, the expectation was not met. Amen. Can we just leave it at that? The expectation was not met. And then you have this wounded person that tells themselves, I don't need anybody or anything. And they become so-called self-sufficient. And they're running around and they're basically boxing out and setting limits for their helps. The people who were sent to help them, the people who were sent to love them, the people who were sent to cover, the multitude of sins. And not in the way that Christ does, but in the way of, helping the person to identify the work that needs to be done and helping them prioritize the work that needs to be done. Amen. That's what I mean by that. Wounded people wound people. Or we've heard hurt people hurt people. Hurt people become, I want to say, deaf and dumb to their viciousness. And I mean that in all sincerity. They are so deeply hurt and they become so self-sufficient in their definition, in their sense of the term. They become so self-sufficient that they're lashing out at everybody and they don't realize it. And, again, they're wrapping it under the umbrella of self-sufficiency when in reality, you're taking all your hurts out on other people because you never took the time to place that hurt on the altar. You never took the time to effectively heal, because in your idea of self-sufficiency, you're out there also looking for attachments. Amen. And, I want to kind of equate that to some real life situations about looking for attachments. You ever attempt to repair something and you can't find the right tool, so you call yourself improvising? And in that process of improvising, you damage some parts. So now you're treating that thing that was supposed to be of help a little different because of your repairs. Like you strip a screw, just using that for an example. So now the screw is loose. So now you got to hold the thing a certain way. And you got miles of duct tape wrapped around it. But you also know you got to treat it gingerly, because if you put any amount of pressure on it, that screw gets loose again and the duct tape starts to loosen, and you got this. See, you feel me? See how that story developed and progressed and got exacerbated? That's what we do in life, because we call ourselves self-sufficient, instead of surrendering and yielding whatever the problem may be to God. And here's the key factor: waiting for a response, not calling ourselves healed and going on about our business, waiting for the proper response. And you know it's of God when you don't have to question it. You know it's of God when there's no confusion attached to it. You know it's of God when you never have to ask, is this my voice and what I want? There's a sense of peace that comes with God's solution. Amen. And not this makeshift peace. A lot of us cherry pick the gospel, misquote the gospel, in order to satisfy what it is that we want to do, or to justify what it is that we want to do. It's time to examine our hearts. Wake up and examine our hearts. We're headed for a major crash, and a lot of us are apathetic to it.